Music sounds good in this.
You can't hear me, right? You can't hear me at all? You can't hear me?
No.
Okay. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel if you've never been here. My name is Haley. I'm 24 years old, I'm an Aries, and I like to read books, and I don't ever leave my house. So today's video is none other than my June and my May wrap up, because I didn't do one for May. I didn't do one for April either, but that's because I was just like moving and stuff, and I honestly don't really want to track back that far, so I just feel like it's kind of irrelevant now. I don't know if you can hear my voice, but like I'm kind of sick. I got sick over 4th of July weekend. I got sick and I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna wait until I'm done being sick because I just need to put up this video. Like I'm so bad at posting videos right now. So I wanted to get this up. Without further ado, we're just gonna get into this. First couple books I read were on my iPad. The first book that I read technically was Kings of Wrath. I started that like April 30th and then I finished it in May. I rated this a 4 stars on Goodreads, but you know what's so crazy with me is like I need to seriously start waiting before I even give my ratings on Goodreads, because I feel like none of my Goodreads ratings are even accurate, because I'll like do it right when I finish the book, so I'm kind of like still on that book high, and that's not like actually how I feel about it when time has passed and I think back, because now when I think back, it is like not a 4 stars to me at all. I don't even know why I rated it that. I don't know. I must have been on one, because I would probably give that like a 3 stars now, probably. It's very average. The whole thing with like Anna Huang and like her books is that I just feel like Larry Reed's put this in a good way. It's just like it's just the same thing over and over again. It's just like some billionaire guy who gets together with this perfectly fine girl, and then that's it. Like that's the whole story, and I don't know. Sorry, I am like, my nose is disgusting. But I mean, the story was fine, but it was like, now that I think back on it, I'm like, I honestly forgot that I read that book. But honestly, if you like Anna Huang and you like billionaire romances, arranged marriages, forced proximity, I think you would like this one. God, okay, after that I read The Sweetest Oblivion, because it was on my iPad and it was like recommended books for you. And it was my first mafia book that I read. Oh my god, I literally do not recommend this at all. I gave it a 2 stars. Wasn't my jam. I just felt like it was so crazy, and like not even like crazy in a good way, but like crazy in like a crazy bad way. Does that even make sense? Basically, it's about this girl. Her name's Elena, the main character, and her family, it's like an arranged marriage between her sister and this guy named Nico, who's a part of another mafia family, and they're gonna like, you know, put their families together. It's kind of like a business arrangement, really. But she ends up falling for him. He falls for her. The author just focuses so much on like how beautiful Elena is, and like that's fine, but like it's like what else about her is there to mention. Like it pretty much seems like that's the only reason that Nico really like falls for her. I don't know. Everyone says that The Maddest Obsession, I think is what it's called, is the second book in that series, and they say that that's the best one, but honestly I don't really see myself continuing to read the series. I think I'm just gonna stop there. Okay, and then I read the Windy City series, which is a 2-book series, and I think you can read them as standalones too. So the first one is The Mile High, and then the second is The Right Move, and pretty much everybody has been talking about these, and I rated both of these books 5 stars. I thought they were phenomenal, especially The Right Move. That one was so good. Xander's and Ryan Shea are literally the perfect book boyfriends. I was obsessed with them. I also love Stevie. The first one, Mile High, basically Stevie is Xander's flight attendant, and Xander's is on a hockey team. So she's the flight attendant on this plane. They just have like such good banter between each other. And then they fall in love, and it's so cute, and there's so much body positivity. I love it. And then the second book is about Ryan, which is Stevie's twin brother, and then her best friend Indy. Indy is going through a really bad breakup, and she moves in with Brian. He's kind of like a loner, doesn't really leave his house, loves his privacy because he's like a really famous NBA player. She's like very outgoing, extroverted, and they really clash at first, but then obviously they fall in love, and it's really cute, and he is the top tier book boyfriend, okay? He treats her like the queen she is, and we love to see it. Both of those 5 stars. chef's kiss. Then the last book that I read in the month of May was Daisy Jones and the Six. I don't know why it took me so long to read this, but it did, and I wanted to read it before I watched the show. I also gave this a 5 stars. I loved this so much. I loved the writing style. I ate this up. It was so good. I literally read this in like 2 days because it's like interview format. You know, it's like interview format, the whole thing. It's super easy to read. You get everybody's point of view, and it's just funny, like the things, because it's like one person will say this and then the other person says something that contradicts it. So you don't know how it actually happened, but it's like true interview style. And she wrote this in a way to where I literally thought that this was an actual band. And I looked them up on Google and they don't exist. It said it was based off of like Fleetwood Mac. Definitely pick this up if you have. I did not like the show as much. The show was still good. I mainly watched it because Sam Claflin is in it. But I would definitely read the book. It was phenomenal. Then real quick, I reread Icebreaker. I'm not really going to talk about this, but I did reread this book because I just love this book. I think it's so good. And I love Nate. I love Anastasia, even though she's a bitch. I just love their banter, and I think this is so cute. If you haven't read Icebreaker yet, definitely read it. Then I read Red, White, and Royal Blue. And I'd been wanting to pick this up for a while, but I just hadn't. And then I saw that they were making a Pride movie out of it, and then I went to Target that day and bought it because I was like, okay, I'm gonna read this book finally. Oh my god, I loved this. I rated this a 4 stars. It wasn't like a 5-star book to me just because, I don't know, it just didn't give me that like 5-star feeling, you know? But I did really love this. I definitely recommend it. It's basically about Alex, whose mom is the president of the United States, and then Prince Henry. They fall in love. I don't really know what else to say about it other than you should read it because I think everybody should read this book. It was genuinely just like such a wholesome, cute love story. It was so good. My voice. Then I read What Happened to Ruthie Ramirez. I read this because my mom, me, and my sister have a book club. This was my mom's pick. This is actually a debut novel from this author. Her name is Claire Jimenez. I rated this a 3 stars. This book was, I don't even really know how to describe it. So basically, it's kind of like a very heavy book, but there's also a lot of humor in the inner monologue of each character that kind of adds like an element just to kind of like lighten up the deepness of this book and the heaviness. Ruthie is one of 3 daughters, and she's the middle child, and she doesn't come home one day from track practice when she's 13, and so then I think like 10 years pass, and her younger sister, she sees a girl on a reality television show who looks just like a grown-up Ruthie would, and she even has the same beauty mark in the same spot under her eye. So then she proceeds to tell her other sister. They eventually tell their mom, and then they kind of make it a plan to find out if this is actually Ruthie or not. The ending of this book, y'all. I have no words. I have no words. I was heartbroken, pissed off. My heart was just taken out by this author and ripped to shreds, okay? Yeah, this one, this was a hard one for me. I don't know, me personally, I'm just not like a thriller, like mystery girl. That's just not my jam, because they just upset me clearly, so I don't really read them. But if you do like them, I think you would like this book. Okay, and then the last book I read was It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey, the infamous book that I feel like everybody has read. I've been wanting to read this for so long because it's based off of Schitt's Creek, which is one of my favorite shows. I'm gonna read the second one. I haven't bought Hook, Line, and Sinker yet, but I am really excited to read it, and I have high hopes for that. But I will say I was kind of let down by this book. I don't know. I gave it a 3 stars. I feel like it was just very average, which, you know, I don't think anybody really thinks this is like a super amazing book. You know, it's just a funny little rom-com. It's not that serious. But I just feel like it was very insta-love between these two. And I don't know, personality-wise, I just didn't really like Brendan. I just wasn't vibing with it. It was very insta-love. Overall, I think I was just expecting more. I think I built this up so much in my head that when I actually read it, I was kind of let down. It wasn't a bad book by any means, and I would probably reread it, and I'm glad that I own it because I am really excited to read the second one. But overall, it just wasn't what I was hoping for. Like, there's a scene where Hannah, her sister, and then Fox, his best friend, which is who the second book is about, they're in the backseat arguing, and it's literally for like one chapter, and I literally found myself being more interested in their story than I was in theirs. So, but I do recommend this. I think it was good. Definitely like a good beach read or something to take on vacation, read on a plane. That is everything I read for the months of May and June. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!